Welcome to the second match of the 32nd Grand Arena season, and I'm playing against Poway. It's still 3 versus 3, of course. Again, I'm a bit late, so sorry about that. Try to catch up with everything in the next few days. It's been busy weeks recently, so apologies. Starting off the match with a modern classic, I would call it like that, or would say, which is Iron Versio against CLS, which is a team you still see quite often on defense nowadays, or these days. Not nowadays, because it used to be like that. But I guess the Datacron kind of extended the lifespan of this team on defense. Other than that, you could still use an offense. Aiden still does a great job here. Not the full banners, not the best banners, but it was okay. It was a one-shot, which is what I was looking for. Then there was this comp on defense. Lord Vader with no Maul this time, but Thrawn and Royal Guard, and I just use Supreme Color in here. Didn't want to take any risks, and also had to kind of let go of the fan encounter for this week, or for this match, because I placed Spam on defense. So otherwise I would have used Spam, because I have this Datacron where he constantly resets his cooldowns, and you basically can spam the damage unity, which of course helps with that fight. So because of that, I was using Supreme Color in here, mainly because of the Datacron that was applied on Lord Vader, which is the cooldown reduction and mastery stacking and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of makes it hard to go through with JMK. You can solo JMK with Lord Vader if you have the Datacron on Lord Vader, and that's why I was opting for Color N, as you can see, taking out the ads and then just trying to get to alt and then stack the siphon away, and after some point just taking out Lord Vader. It takes a while depending on the stats of Lord Vader, of course, and how often he's capable of increasing his mastery and all that kind of stuff. So it didn't feel dicey at any point, as you can see. It's still quite okay. But I also seen that some people just were using Kylo Ren with Watt instead of taking a tank in there. It depends. I guess when Wall is around, it might be better to have an extra tank. If not, it might be advisable to try it if you want to have 1 or 2 banner more. So I was not going to try it, but as you can see, the fight pretty much is under control. Of course, there is some damage dealt by Lord Vader, and he gets in his ult after a few moments again, as you can see here, and then you have to be careful. But thanks to tank tag and the stacked siphon, it kind of felt okay. I guess, I don't know. It's, what else to say? It's a pretty straightforward battle. It's been one of the first counters to Kylo Ren in Freeze, to Lord Vader, and so it still is. So in that sense, Kylo Ren aged quite well, I have to say, for GL without the lifter unit. Did an amazing job. And then I had a little bit of a brain fart there, mainly because I had this cooldown reduction Datacron for Darth Vader. Not with the level 9, just level 6 at this point, and I was like, maybe I should try this. Who knows what happens? Maybe there's a chance I can stack enough dots on Mergus and just like take him out. At least got out, what's her face, Darth Talon. Is she a Darth? Yeah, she's a Darth, right? So, but then after that it stopped, kind of, because if there are only like 2 targets to hit and you don't let all the debuffs, you cannot cycle your Merciless Massacre. And Thrawn also didn't really help here because he was feared most of the time. So, and because I don't have to revive at level 9, because there was no level 9, Vader was gone, and so I had to clean this thing up. And I felt, maybe I should take in Traya, because I remember that she was my first initial counter to Darth Malgus in the first season, when he was available. I think this was also Freeze, but back then we didn't have Datacrons for Darth Malgus, as far as I remember. And if we did, no one had the right ones, because I remember taking out Darth Malgus with Traya and Nihilus. Yeah, but as you can see here, it's quite difficult. Constantly feared our friend Nihilus, and I'm losing Treya after I lost Sign in the beginning already, and so it felt pretty bad. And I was like, okay, this is going nowhere. I can just restart the whole thing, or like not restart, but opt out, which is finally possible. And so I was like, okay, if I spend any more teams on this, I might go crazy. Not crazy, but tilt. Also not tilt, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you should just take the heavier counter instead of trying something dicey or something stupid like Darth Vader, and then throw in a bunch of your A or B grade teams when the S grade team would have done it in the beginning. So took in JMK, probably overkill, and now looking back, but sometimes it's better just to, yeah, let go of the idea to use like A teams and just take something strong. And took out Magus, then took out Zed, as you can see, and then on to the next battle, which is something that I haven't done in a while, which is still fun. Wampa versus Starkiller. I would say the strongest version of Starkiller and Freeze, potentially. Especially now with the new Datacron that allows our friend, what's her face? Mara Jade, to basically cycle her stuff, because she also gets the cooldown increases because she gets quite some debuffs. So I wanted to see if Wampa is capable of taking out this team, and Starkiller is already gone, so I guess the answer is yes, but we'll never know. Maybe there's something that Mara and just Mara, not Pulp, can do, and apparently not. So 58 banners, that was nice. Felt quite easy. Might also be because I have worked on the mods for Wampa compared to the last times I made this. Then there was a JKL team with the JKL level 9 Datacron. I think it was the bonus turn after specials, or the extra turn after specials. I'm not sure if it's bonus turn or extra turn, or if there's a difference. And the other thing was that 25% turn meter and another shenanigans that were there. I think it was the 100% more damage and 100% more if you have full health for protection. So I didn't want to take anything weak, because this would have been destroyed. It was a very fast Shakti, and so I opted for this comp, C, which now feels like overkill, but I think it was good to take in this team. And there was the Omicron Savage taking hits like it's nothing, so that was great to see. Back then, in this week, I didn't have him modded like optimal, just like leftover mods, and now I have modded him for health mainly, but with offense mod set as well. Guess I will swap that for defense or pure health, but health mods are in big demand these days, and so you have to see where you use what. Big demand, CLS was also in big demand for this match, which you have seen plenty of times on my channel if you're watching the videos, so nothing new there. And then, of course, a dicey battle, but if it goes well, it goes well. If not, it goes pretty fast. In this case, unfortunately, I didn't get the stun, which I would have needed here, but I made a mistake, I guess. So, yeah, usually you can stun Anakin here, then you take out Qui-Gon Jinn, and then things are pretty much safe. But didn't happen, so I was like, okay, should I try just to take out at least Qui-Gon Jinn and then hope for a cleanup there, or what should I do? And so this was my goal, but as you can see, not really helping that my goal is just existing without a plan. And so I got taken out, which is unfortunate, and you have to clean up this team, and it's quite a menace. Talking about menaces, we have here the level 9 Datacron Dash with the bonus turn, and I was really not sure what to use there, so I felt like I could play Mirror, or I just could try JKR with JKL and Jolie. I have the Datacron on JKL, the also bonus turn and all that kind of stuff. So I felt this could be the best option. Of course, you want to take out Wendell first, then I lose JKL, but isn't that much of a problem because I can bring him back. So Jolie did his job here. But as you can see, Jolie was then taken out. So it felt a bit dicey, but not anymore, because I have someone called Jiden like Luke, and he hits like a truck, like really. And so that was good to see they can take out this team. And then I flipped the table. I was taking in this team with a little bit safety guard of the help of Vendor against the Jedi, and so they're going for Dash, and that's good because as long as they ignore Vendor, it's fine. So 36 banners here. That felt pretty nice to clean this up. Then next battle, this was an Omicron TIE Fighter pilot of the First Order under Hux and Sith Trooper. And I'm still not sure about this Omicron on this guy. In 5s, or let's put it that way, in 3s it's weird because you need someone who has advantage, which is Hux in this case, or it can be crew. But you also want to have someone who helps you to gain control or control the match, which is Hux. But you also need a damage dealer because this guy just doesn't do enough damage. So what do? You always have one person left out from the team. So any team you put down in 3s, in my opinion, is weak. And in 5s, you always have the problem that you destroy a First Order team, like the best First Order team, just to get like a B grade First Order team, or like potentially A- grade, to put it like that. So I guess I also have applied this data Omicron, and I kind of regret it because it's kind of useless, to be honest, in my opinion. I guess might differ other content creators or other people might have done amazing things with it, but I just feel it's kind of a waste given the meta we're in right now with Datacrons being the name of the game. Yeah, so the battle was over. Puppet did a great job, as you've seen. And so I went to the next fight. In here I have the 25% turn meter, which does only apply to armor, and she's 360 or so, or 350, somewhere in between these margins on my account. I forgot the exact number, but it was fast enough after the 25% turn meter to go before those Inquisitors, and then it's quite an easy match. Maul did a great job there, and the same you can say about the Troopers. So my opponent split their Inquisition, and you see this 5th Bravo lead quite often on defense when people split this team. And of course you get the counters and that stuff. Yeah, but other than that, this is quite a weak team, I have to say. So Troopers, check it out before the problem. You lose a banner here, of course, because of the counter attacks, but other than that, straightforward battle. And they were pretty fast as well, but my, what's his face or name, Piet is 360, 361, something like that. Then, of course, this is backwall fight. I already used Wampa. I could have used Wampa here, but I still had a GL left or 2 because I was playing with more efficiency these rounds, and so got 55 banners. Who would have thought this JML can win against Iden? Huh? News. Then there was a Darth Revan team, something I did in the first week as well, splitting up Malgus and Darth Revan to have basically the best, or one of the best defensive teams, which is Darth Revan as a solo team or as a team, and then Malgus with Set and Talon as the other team. So gives you quite strong defensive teams, 2 of them, instead of just like 1. If you combine Malgus with Darth Revan. Yeah, and thanks to Datacron, people have to use something strong against Malgus anyway. So I guess without Datacron, I would not do that split. But yeah, anyway, took out this team, so that was okay. Overkill, of course, a Galactic Legend. But yeah, you do what you can do. Then I had a Build-A-Bear team here. As you can see, I have a Jedi, I have a online Force user from the light side, so, and then a Starkiller, so all the bonuses apply. Because I didn't have any lead anymore, because my assigned lead for Starkiller Darth Vader was on being stupid duty. And so I just had this team left to take out this Sortie team, which was fine. Not the best banners, just funny somehow. But I did all season. I did weird stuff with Starkiller so far, so something to look forward to. Maybe not in the next match, but in the one after that, like the most recent one I had. And then this is the last ground battle, which is Grievous, and I was using my sisters with a Datacron, which applies Plague on the basic as well. So especially on the Talisman, this is kind of nice. It doesn't matter what you do, you always apply Plague. And usually I would take in not Zombie but Spirit, just for the extra oomph and the stun capabilities. But I felt like maybe let's try Zombie here. She doesn't do the damage that Spirit can do. She doesn't look as fancy, but she helps with survivability, so why not? Yeah, and she taunts, which is also nice, and that's why I took her in. So far so good. As you can see, basics and Plague are applied. The downside of this, of course, you speed up the death of your opponent, so it's hard to recover banners, potentially. Which is the case here as well. As you can see, I lost quite some banners, so only 52. But it was a one-shot, and that was okay for me. Then we're in fleets, and my opponent placed the... Not sure what to call it. I think it makes the first order count a little bit difficult, because it is different than what you would usually use. And so I took in Profundity. I had to almost set Redos here. But I wasn't sure, so I was reading a bit the kit, because usually only in Arena you mostly see the Xanadu Blood lineup. And so the question was what to do. And then I decided just to play it like I would play against this Xanadu lineup. Just took out IG 2000 first, because the ship can be annoying. Then of course Xanadu came in, and which is interesting because you have Retribution, but doesn't matter as much because there are some buff dispels on the basic from our friend Million Falcon. Then I got good RNG here with the assist and all that kind of stuff, so could take out Xanadu before it gets a problem. Then almost there to take out Razor Crest, but of course, as you can see, it healed back up, which is always annoying, but eventually got it, and now I can go for Hound's Tooth without having to fear that anything major inconvenient happened. Yeah, contract, no, not contract, upload still is loading, so I guess they only had 56k or something like that for the upload there. And so they had a chance to bring someone else, Slave 1, but at this point, it's, yeah, I wouldn't say game over, but it's pretty far. And now it's game over because they're almost at mother ship, but the capital ship is gone, and so I can, yeah, burn down Hound's Tooth and get quite some good banners. It's not like the highest banners you can get with this fleet, but still good banners. Then there was, is it Tarkin or is it Thrawn? I believe it was Tarkin. I might be wrong, we will see in a bit. So I decided to take a Negotiator. Haven't done this battle in a while, so I was a little button mashing here. And I hate this matchup. But, yeah, okay, it's Tarkin. And yeah, so of course, Terra Interceptor comes in, takes out my win condition, or yeah, the 99% win condition. And so I was a little bit like, not on tilt, but I was like worried that I would lose this fight. I mean, I was sure I would lose this fight, but I didn't take out a ship yet, so big problem here. And yeah, just see what happens. I'm losing another ship here, who would have thought that this could happen? Yeah, and then they bring in the shuttle, so which usually is the best way to place your reinforcements. So Terra Interceptor first, then second shuttle, and then they come out in the order, and then you get some oomph, and then you also get some healing after that. And so I decided to take in first order as a cleanup crew. And cleanup in this sense means like starting all over again, but I think I didn't X out, so I lost the battle with preloaded turn meter, or preloaded, sorry, which was okay in that sense that I hoped for getting better cooldowns than it would have been the other way around. And so my aim was take out the bomber first, which I could put a checkmark on. But then of course, Interceptor comes, luckily doesn't go for a silencer, but for the other TIE fighter. And so I thought I'd bring in Evan Hawk just to get rid of the buffs. and then take down Interceptor. Almost there. Yeah, a little bit more power on the offensive side for the shuttle would have been nice here, but then Ebon Hawk comes in and takes out Silencer. So, no, not Silencer, TIE. Interceptor. Sorry, too many ties there. Too many English words. Weird. Then lost my 80% win condition. But all the like super strong ships were gone, and so I was thinking that I can take this home. I don't have a great ult with Finalizer. You don't have an insta-kill. You don't have like TIE fighters coming out, and you don't have whatever, like bombers flying around, or you cannot take out the capital ship. You only have, you have to rely on your fleet essentially to do the damage. And Hunted is essentially that what helps you with that. And you, potentially, if you have like 5 times Hunted, you can get quite some AoE damage. But it doesn't really help, especially when you take in the ult from the other ship, and that takes out just one ship on your side. That was nice. And then with the help of Echelon, I was able to push through and take out the fleet. So, and then I could go in the last battle, which was Negotiator. I could also have used my Executor against the Interceptor, against the Empire, sorry, and play First Order here. But again, it's a question of training, and I rarely have the opportunity to train that fight, which is pretty straightforward if you have Ebon Hawk, and I had Ebon Hawk available because I didn't go for Interceptor with Finalizer. So yeah, maybe it was stupid to play the way I did, but then again, it was also not as stupid, because it was good to see that Finalizer can take out the Empire fleet if you get lucky in some spots and also kind of know what you're doing with Finalizer, or the First Order fleet. As you can see here, the battle is pretty boring to an extent, so trying to not waste a lot of banners, trying to keep my fleet alive, get to contract and snipe out the Negotiator, which just happened now, and so it was pretty smooth sailing from then on. If sailing is possible in space, I wouldn't think so, but we never know. I mean, we know, but we don't know all the physics of Star Wars, so maybe there it is possible. Got 73 banners, which luckily was enough to take this one home. Was quite a close match, but it was also fun. So I'm 2-0 for the first week. Looks nice so far, it's fun. But we will see how long that lasts. And so thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow maybe, or the day after with the next video. Bye!